hoping that I'm not going to get blown off. I'm on a tiny rock. Well, it's February 16th, 2024. Just a little bit more than 4 months before I start my epic trip on the northern section of the Continental Divide Trail and most of the Great Divide Trail in Canada. Maybe all of it, depending on timing. As you can see, I'm in sunny southern British Columbia, and there's no snow on the ground despite being in Canada. This is pretty normal around here, just an extension of the Pacific Northwest, and we get lots of rain but not lots of snow. So the problem is this: I have to prepare for snow in the Rocky Mountains in late June or July, and I really have no way to test things out. So today is a shakedown trip. I'm gonna try out the new sleeping bag. We're gonna see what that does, and hopefully I'm not going to freeze my off tonight. Now, you might look at the round here and say, well, this is pretty warm. Looks pretty warm. Well, yeah, it is. But I'm about to start climbing a mountain in my backyard here. That is one of the benefits of living in British Columbia. There's lots of mountains. And I'm going to climb up about 1,000 meters. And hopefully that's going to ensure that I have temperatures well below 0 Celsius tonight. And we should get a good idea of whether the sleeping bag is going to be able to handle a snowstorm and some extended cold temperatures in the Rockies this summer. A little bit of vertical. This is Nanaimo, British Columbia. You can see the harbor and across the Strait of Georgia or the Salish Sea towards Vancouver. So it's about 4:30 p.m. I've got about half an hour before sundown and then maybe another hour before the end of twilight. So I have to skedaddle here. Try to find a campsite a few hundred meters above my current elevation to ensure that the temperature tonight goes below 0. Okay, it might be cool enough here. Alright, it's 10 minutes to 7 and I'm recording with a flashlight. I've got the corners and the side of the tent snugged down as much as I can. Try to prevent too much of a breeze from happening tonight. And I got my bear rope up. That was the first thing I did before it got dark, because it's very difficult to do in the dark. And now I'm ready to have some dinner, sitting on my rock in the dark. Oh well. That's the whole purpose of this, is to test things out.
The following is not sponsored by Cumulus, but when I find a product I like to give them a shout out. So this is the sleeping bag I bought. It's a Cumulus Panyam 600. And the reason I chose this bag is that it's fully customizable. And I was able to choose the type of fill, the amount of fill, the color of the bag, the material of the bag, the material for the inside, and the color for the inside. So I got the exact bag that I was looking for. The reason I chose black is because I want it to be as easy to dry as possible if it gets damp. So I can just stick it out in the sun and hopefully have it heat up and dry quickly. It's Vertex Quantum, just like everybody else. I was able to get the heavier weight. So this is actually made in Poland, and they will send it to you in about 2 weeks after it's manufactured. So it's not a quick item, but it is exactly what you want. So I especially like this on the label here on the inside. Notice it's made with 100% Polish goose down. I'm not sure what is so special about Polish geese, but apparently they produce better down than anybody else. So there's my 3-season sleeping bag from Cumulus in Poland. And so far I'm very happy with it. It's the right size, it's the right fill, it's very comfortable.
Well, good morning. It's a very cold morning. For those of you who don't live on the Pacific coast, it got down to 1 Celsius last night, which doesn't sound that cold, but it's kind of a wet cold. My fingers are frozen up and there's ice on the ground. This is actually it's actually left over from a few nights back, but it's not thawing during the day, so we're just hovering here just above freezing. Temperatures last night were started at 4 and declined to 1 Celsius, but yeah, I was hoping it was gonna go below 0, but it did not. But it was still damn cold. There were gusty winds all night long, and so it was a good test of the sleeping bag. We're ready to have some breakfast and get some nice warm oatmeal into me or something for the day. Very exciting campsite, consisting of a log, a stove, a whole bunch of ground, and perhaps a marker sign telling me I shouldn't have camped here last night. Oops. Alright, I'm at 798 meters elevation, and finally, as you can see behind me, we have some snow. But in spite of that, it's still darn cold. You can see I'm wearing my puffy. I got my toque on. Yeah, we're in Canada. I call it a toque, okay? Anyways, so yeah, heading up to the summit of Mount Benson, and we'll then maybe try to find myself a Starbucks or something. Find a warm drink when I get down. Hey, I made it! This time for real. I'm hoping that I'm not going to get blown off. I'm on a tiny rock from Mount Benson. Elevation 1,023 meters. And, well, it's still windy. But, you can probably see that from the camera buffeting. And the answer is, it's hail. I picked a good day for a shakedown test. Fortunately, nothing has failed. And now the airplane comes. Greg.